I'd like to thank you. Oh, God. I'd like to thank you all for coming today. I appreciate it. I know these guys and their families appreciate it very much too. Welcome to National Signing Day. It's turned into kind of a national holiday if you watch the media and things like that. And, sometimes I wonder why it's like that, but then when you have guys like this that are up here with this kind of character and this kind of leadership, you know exactly why it's turned into what it has. And with that, I'm very, very proud. Each one of these guys is a unique individual, and they brought something different to our team, but I think they did more than that. I think they bring something to our school, and I know they bring something to our entire program. And I'm just going to go through briefly, talk about each one for a second, and then we're going to let them sign and let them say a few words and move on from there. Today's a big day for these guys. They decide where they're going to go to college for the next 4 years or 5 years, depending on how it works out. And, from that point, it's going to decide what direction their life goes, what major, who they get married to, all those things. Your life changes. Seniors, when you decide what college you're going to go to, that's why it's a big decision. These four guys, as you know, helped lead us to a state championship along with the rest of the senior class this year. Our school's fourth, and I couldn't be more proud of the way they did it. As ninth graders, these guys were 4 and 5, I think, is what their record was. And nobody picked them to do much of anything, but they wanted to do more than that, and they wanted to work, and they showed commitment, dedication, and excellence in all things, and that's why they got where they are. And then probably in ninth grade, you wouldn't have given much of any of them a chance to play college football, and now here we are 4 years later with the time and effort and work put in, and they have that opportunity. Will Hefley played quarterback for us in his career, threw for almost 10,000 yards. In the last 2 years, he threw for 9,000 yards and 116 touchdowns and was 23-2 as a starter. And that's 23-2 going to Texas and going to Florida and playing some of the top competition. And not only that, Will's a good Christian young man, sets a good example, and had to deal with me a lot. I couldn't be more proud to send somebody off to represent Pulaski Academy at the University of Tulsa, where he's going to go. Will Sewell's a young man that, at one time I didn't know, Will, if you were ever going to even play for us. And then turns around and he ends up being a guy that we have got to have on our team to win at left tackle for us, the blind side, the second highest paid position in the NFL, if you like, and because they're so important. And then what he did in the locker room, Will is another guy that really the young guys gravitated to, and was friends with them and really a mentor to a lot of those guys, and so important in that aspect. He's a yes or no sir guy. One of the few guys that probably didn't have to up down the team very much because of, which says a lot about you. If you can stay out of trouble with me, you're doing pretty well. But we're so glad that Will was a part of our team, and I'm looking forward to Will going to Henderson State University and playing for my alma mater, the Reddies, and continuing his football career and education there. And I've told them, Will, that they are getting a fantastic young man and a kid that's definitely going to play for them, and it's going to make me proud and Pulaski Academy proud. And I'm excited for you, but I'm excited for me because you're close enough for me to run down and watch when I want to. Reed Rickenbach is going to go to the University of Memphis. Got a couple of former Arkansas coaches over there and Arkansas players. James Shebest is over there. They struck up a good relationship, and I told them they're lucky. They're darn lucky because I think you're a kid that could go to a larger school and make a name for yourself there. Reed, in his last 3 years at Pulaski Academy, had over 200 tackles, started a lot of games, won a lot of games, including ninth grade, played in 2 state championship games. This year, Reed set the state record in the history of Arkansas in one game for a number of sacks in a game, and he did that in the biggest game, in the state championship game, with 7.5 sacks against Wynn and helping lead us to a state championship. Reed, another young man that through the ups and downs of high school, sometimes taught me a lesson, showed character and determination and just commitment to get through things, and I was so proud to watch the way he handled himself and maintained his spiritual relationship with God, and at the same time, give it everything he had when it was time to go in the weight room or time to go on the football field. And again, I couldn't be more proud of what you've done for our program, but the way you're going to represent us as well at Memphis University. And last, and certainly not least, except for in size, we have Will Hastings. And we're definitely going to miss number 7, and I'm going to miss Will running up and down the field. And I will say, this is a compliment. You're the best athlete I've ever seen to be as lacking in confidence as I've ever seen. Will would come up to me before a game and go, "Coach, what if I drop all the balls you throw to me?" I'm like, "What? You never drop balls." So I've never seen anybody that good. If I was as good as him, I always told him I'd be wearing a shirt like I'm better than you and walking around like that. He's a fantastic. And you guys that know him, Will, good Christian young man, always smiling. Everybody loves him. Golly, I always say I wouldn't trade lives with anybody. I might with you. I'd think about it. But Will, this year, became the second player in the history of Arkansas to have 2,000 yards receiving in 1 year. That is an unbelievable accomplishment. And it takes a lot of good blocking. It takes defense for the team to get the ball back for him. But it took him catching the ball and running with it and making people miss and outrunning people and doing all those things. And if you saw our first touchdown in the state championship, you saw what Will Hastings is capable of doing. And Will, for a small guy, and I was used to be small, I wasn't this big, it makes me really proud. And I liken you to Julian Edelman from the Patriots and Wes Welker for the Broncos now, and I think that's what you're capable of doing. And I know you're going to go up there and you're going to start kicking, but I hope you end up playing receiver up there as well. And I apologize for never giving you the chance to scratch the surface of your kicking abilities, really. But you did it when we needed you to. You put us up 3 scores in the state championship game. You put us up 3 scores against Warren when we needed you to, and you were always there. You're going to go on and you're going to represent us exactly like we want you to, too. I couldn't be more proud of all 4 of you guys. I'd like to thank our football team. These guys are up here right now, and some of you guys won't ever play Division I, and that goes for some of you in all sports. But the commitment to athletics here and the commitment to choir and the arts and all those things are what make our school great. And today's about athletics, and everybody that plays a sport, we know the dedication requirements, and people that end up going to college, they know that they had to have you or they wouldn't be here too. And we appreciate you guys as a coaching staff, I know. I'd like to thank all of our coaches, on staff. I get to get up here and talk, but Coach Wood, the defensive coordinator, and Coach Runyon, our offensive line coach, Coach Taylor, our defensive line coach, Coach Wyatt, our defensive backs coach, Coach Lucas, our wide receivers coach, and Coach Amsler, our assistant offensive line coach, all played a part in these guys' development and these guys' character, and I thank you. I couldn't be more proud to work with a group of guys. I'd like to thank our administration for all the support you show for all the extracurricular activities, but especially athletics, and understanding that that's a part of student excellence and shaping their character as well. And before I let the guys talk, I want to give out a big shout out to Lynn Schuster, who is always there for not only the guys when they need it, but also doing the little things like helping put this together and going and get the cakes and all those kinds of things, which will be up there when we're done. At this time, now that we've got all those thank yous out of the way, at this time, these guys will all sign at their respective universities. Each one is going to come up, and you guys can all come up. Each one's going to come up and make a brief statement.
Hi, I'm Will Hefley. I'd like to say a few quick thank yous. First of all, I'd like to thank God, because I know that none of this would be possible without Him. And next, I'd like to thank my parents. My mom, Lisa, is my #1 fan, and my dad, Bill, he's second best coach I've ever had. So thank you to them. And I'd like to thank Coach Kelly, who's probably the best coach I've ever had, right in front of Bill. None of this would be possible without him. he gave me a great opportunity to play in such a unique offense that he has, and I couldn't be more thankful. I'd also like to thank Coach Wood for bringing the heat every day at practice. And then I'd like to thank my teammates because I know that, if I didn't have someone to throw the ball to and someone blocking for me, I wouldn't, I couldn't do anything right. And then I'd like to thank all the fans for coming out because it wouldn't be near as much fun without y'all. And go Bruins and go Kane.
Firstly, I'd like to thank God. None of this would be possible without him, and he's just helped me with all this. Secondly, I'd like to thank my mom and my grandparents. They've helped me so much, and I wouldn't be where I am without them. Next, I want to thank the coaching staff, especially Coach Kelly and Coach Runyon. They've made me the player and the person I am today, and I'm forever grateful for them. Next, I want to thank all of you and PA in general, making it such a great place out here and supporting us and making this day possible. Then I want to thank the teammates. Had a great season this year, and I want to miss the guys, locker room conversations, all the weight room conversations, just hanging out and all that. Thank you.
I've got a couple of people I'd like to thank first. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad for the place that they put me in. I'd like to thank my grandparents, Nanny and Pawpaw, for being at every sporting event I've ever had. I'm thankful for the position that you guys have put me in because a lot of people don't have the opportunities we have here at PA. And lastly, thank you to my coaches. Thank you, Coach Kelly and Coach Wood, for always believing in me and teaching me lessons I'll never forget. Go Tigers.
I just want to thank God first for the opportunity He's given me. I want to thank my family for always coming out on Sunday and helping me kick and shagging the balls for me, and I wouldn't be here without them. And I want to thank my friends for always standing behind me and having my back. All these guys have stayed with me. I want to thank the coaches, Coach Kelly for calling the plays to me, Coach Lucas for teaching me how to be a good receiver, and then the rest of the coaches. And I want to thank Coach Norwood. I don't know if he's here, but he's the one that got me to start playing football in the 7th grade. He wanted me to come out and kick, and War Eagle. Thank you.
Happy birthday, welcome this year.
Is it Dennis's birthday? Wow. All right. Again, I want to thank y'all very much. I do want to say a special thank you to the parents that support all our athletics at Pulaski Academy. As I sit up here and look at this group of parents, I can honestly say y'all were a fantastic group of parents. You guys were supported your kid. You didn't ask for anything. You just asked. I mean, they just deserved everything they got. I appreciate you guys so much in the way you represented us at other schools, but also with your own son and set the example for the younger parents coming up. I want to thank the media for coming, and a special shout out to Steve Sullivan, who made the will-to-will calls a great thing every Friday night when you're watching Channel 7 and the sports there. And that's not to shut out the rest of you guys. I love you guys too, appreciate you coming. There is going to be cake up there. And again, thank you very much, and looking forward to the rest of the great year. Have a nice rest of the day. Thank you.
Five-star quarterback. Next Kyle Love, Colorado.
I know. Oh, hey. Enjoyed watching the game the other night. That's the first game we've seen in a couple years. Man, he's to be getting extra. I knew you grow into that body. I'll be up there.
And today was a huge day. I couldn't be happier to finally sign with the school that I've been wanting to go to for so long, and it's a great day. It's just, I mean, for me and my family, we couldn't be happier.
You've known which school for quite a while now. What was it like today to finally put that pen to paper?
It felt great to finally put the pen to paper. Just, you know, I've loved Tulsa. I fell in love with Tulsa when I first came onto the campus in June, and I've wanted to sign with it ever since. And it's so good to finally get it done.
And how about the congratulations from all of Pulaski Academy?
It means so much to me that everyone came out and was supporting me today, and that you know, just that everyone was there and cheering all of us on. It meant so much to me and all the other guys out there.
How was it today as far as, you know, you signing and seeing some of your teammates also going to big places, getting ready to do good things?
Yeah, it was incredible for me to sign and for all my buddies to be signing right there with me. You know, just knowing that we've come so far since we were kids in 9th grade, going 4 and 5, and you know, to have 4 kids signing to big time colleges, that's just huge, and I'm so proud of those guys.
What are you going to take from what you learned here to the next level?
From here, I've learned so much from Coach Kelly. I've learned, you know, everything about making reads, everything that I feel like I could learn at a high school level, and I hope that I can learn, you know, just so much more in college, and I hope I can implement what I've learned and be able to, you know, get out there and make big plays.
Scholarship is impressive.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, this day, I mean, it's a tremendous honor for me. It's probably the proudest day of my life. Everything that I've been working towards is finally happening. You know, just to be able to put the pen to paper and get it done, that feels incredible.
Now, talk about the grinding that went on. You weren't just got the guy last year that probably would have got the offers. And how hard you worked.
Yes, sir. I mean, I've been working so hard. In the off season last year, I had to do a lot of work to change up my throwing motion. I had to shorten it up, make it quicker. I had to work to throw the ball harder. I had to work on making my reads quicker. I've just done a lot, and I feel like I've come a long way.
Well, congratulations. It's a great deal.
They threw together, and Will decided he wanted to be a quarterback and wanted to be good, and his dream was to win a state championship and be the starting quarterback. And honestly, it wasn't clear initially if he would ever get to that point, and I think he committed himself early on and worked very, very hard. And I honestly, that's what I'm most proud about. Honestly, I don't think anybody has worked any harder. Will is still working every day, and over the last 2 years, he totally changed his throw. He's got a quicker release. He throws it much harder. He's studied the game. He's always been accurate, but he's worked very hard on all the other things, and just his leadership, and he's now trying to get more physical. He's putting on weight. I'm most proud of the way Will has worked. He's still working 6 days a week, working out.
All right, Lisa, talk about, you got to be just thrilled to see him achieve such a great goal that was so important to him.
I am. I mean, he has worked so hard, just like Bill said. He's worked forever. I mean, Will's been playing at PA since 5th grade, and you know, you never know how it's going to turn out. I think Will developed late, and he's just worked so hard. So it's just so great to see him achieve this goal. You know, not many people get to go play D1 football, and to get to go play in an offense that is so right for him. It just couldn't be more perfect. We're just so happy for him.
He's a good guy, too. Seems like a really nice kid.
He is. Thank you. Thanks for everything.
There you go.